How are we doing, guys? Blog of the Hut here, and here is every new spaceship that I spotted in Andor Season 1. So we kick things off with the Brion Dave, the ship that starts everything off with Cassian's search for his sister, to Morlana 1. Really like this. I like this kind of old beaten up design. The classic Y-wing engine slapped on a new hull seems to be a popular thing these days, but I really like the sloping curves of the cockpit as well. Gives it a really unique feel compared to other designs, and here it is taking off again. And I just like the sort of the tail sticking out of the back as well. Gives it its own little flavour, and I hope we get to see it in Season 2 with the rest of the Ferrix crew. Then we've got the Andor family ship, obviously in disrepair here as sort of Cassian's hideout. Again, I like the blockiness of it with the big open cockpit at the front and the two big sort of engine columns at the back. And here it is in its former glory, back on Canary. Then we've got this sort of Republic era ship coming to crash. Don't get much of a look at it, but I do feel there's got to be a full CG model somewhere, because they must have planned out where all this wreckage was going to be and the interiors and stuff. So I do hope we get to see an intact look at it in a reference book or on the databank or something one day. Then in this ship lot, it's mostly previously used ships, but in the top left corner here, there's a ship that's been kind of kit bashed from pieces of other ships, or seems to be. Mel of Mel's Miniatures and Scout Trooper have done a full breakdown of all the ships here, and I've linked to that in the description. Then we have the James Bond, what Han Solo would be flying if he had a million credits ship. The Fondor haulcraft. Fondor, if you don't know, was a shipyard in both canon and legends. In EU, it was established as the location where the Executor, Darth Vader's Super Star Destroyer, was built, and it's been a pretty significant shipyard in both legends and canon, and this really beautiful design. I like this kind of completely customized standard ship. I love the YT style cockpit and the big kind of Predator wings that move into different positions, and the show gives us plenty of time to really see it. And here it is getting hauled in with a nice shot of the engines and the awesome countermeasures shooting out the back there. I love the turret. I assume that's controlled by the droid because it's so super accurate. And then of course we have the final treat of anyone's ultimate ship design of the spinning lightsaber beams as it shreds those ties. Then we've got the Preox Morlana personnel carrier. Again, really like this design. It's kind of evokes that Star Destroyer feel, but it's a completely different shape. So kind of that Empire, but not feeling. I don't know what this ship is. I assume it is a ship being taken apart here, but I've just put it in. And then we've got the mobile Tac Pod. Again, really like this design because it looks like the LAATs from the Clone Wars, but it's a lot smaller, a lot more compact, and obviously it's got the Imperial style folding wings, and we get a few looks at it in here as the guys disembark from it, and then as it takes off again before ultimately getting smashed to pieces in what was a really, really cool scene. Then we've got the Mach 7 Rono freighter. Again, I mean, box freighter describes it perfectly. It's just completely bulky and not designed for anything other than cargo transport. I like the launch system of it. And this sequence was just amazing. We do get quite a lot of flybys of it. Not much of a look. Oh, there's a decent look there, but yeah, I wish we got more chance to sort of get a proper look at it instead of it just zooming past us. But again, this sequence was so high energy and amazing, and a really, really cool design again. Then we have these prison transports, very similar to the Imperial troop transports from Mandalorian and Obi-Wan, which seem to be a precursor to the design from The Force Awakens, but this is definitely a different ship. It's got a longer hull shape too, but it is very similar in overall design, and there it is flying into the Narkina 5 prison. Yeah, nice design there. And then we have the Cantwell class, named for ship designer Colin Cantwell. Really cool design there with the massive tractor beam projectors on the front and on either side. I loved seeing it get shredded as Luthen laid his trap for it. Nice shot of the hangar there as well. And then we have these ships in the background here, which seem to be, I'm guessing they're sort of stabilizing ships that hold all these Death Star pieces steady as it orbits around the planet, presumably Scarif. There's a closer look at them there. There's a few of them dotted around this shot. And then in the background we've got these kind of, they could be pieces or they could be ships, I can't quite tell, but I've included them there. And you've got some Star Destroyers and things in the background too. But that is it. I think that's every new spaceship I spotted in this series. If you see something I've missed or if I've made any mistakes, just drop me a comment. I'd love to have that chat with you, and there'll be more of this content coming in the new year. But guys, thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.